This is a show for grown-ups.
And they say bad words.
And they say bad words.
Say final warning.
Final warning.
Hello and welcome to the Pod of Blunders. I am your host, Nate Magnuski, and this is episode 2, the final episode for now, spoiler alert, of our Masks actual play. Make sure you stick around after the show to hear about our plans for PAX East, but for now, let's turn the page and get back to the action. Excelsior, true believers! Meanwhile, in Spencer's gifts... So what are we doing? What are we doing with this lava rock? Or NMEZ 3484-8232.
Well, I think Vapor's the resident nerd, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about its molecular compounds and alloys.
Okay, well, I'll do my best. Molecular compounds and alloys, and we've got the whole of Spencer's gifts here to use for our research.
Well, I mean, there's real deal gadgets. It's not just all like magic 8 balls and those needle things you stick your face in.
And pocket pussies. And weed pens.
Listen, we all know what section we went to when we went to Spencer's.
Listen, I've been in plenty of Spencer's gifts. They don't have pocket pussies. It's only like slightly naughty.
Yeah, maybe you did go to the right ones.
Is there anything that I would roll for this? Is there anything that I would... Because, I mean, I would definitely study it with whatever equipment we have.
Well, we have a supercomputer, too, if that helps you.
Probably.
Probably.
Does that not help anybody?
I think with your technological background, the fact that Seb is also a gadgets guy, and with Boy Vengeance's supercomputer that he fucking has, I guess.
Because it was the Vindicators.
It's 1995. This is a Palm Pilot. All right, so you and your compact Presario load up, connect to some old message boards, and you're like, lava rock? Question mark. So what do you want to know about this thing?
Definitely about the strange compound in it, whatever the weird elements in this are.
Sure. There are unstable compounds inside the thing that are not affixed to time itself. They seem like they're able to exist in multiple time streams. And the rock itself looks like lava rock from the death of the dinosaurs, like around 65 million years ago. But you know, of course, through studying all your cutting-edge gadgetry, that though people are working on the tachyon fields and what have you, and temporal anomalies at Halcyon City University, they haven't cracked that yet. They're still about 30 years away from making this kind of progress on it. So this object is somehow from the past, the very distant past, and also the future, which we recognize the pieces in here. This is clearly like a device to be able to harness the flow of time in a certain direction.
So
yep, all of that. Yeah, that's what I gathered, at least. And that lines up with at least one of the other places that was hit.
Yeah, basically the other things that were stolen were a massive power source and something from the temporal lab at Halcyon City University. Who stole them and where are they at now? Who could say?
So even though I don't live in this secret lair, I do at least have, like, you know, in addition to my toothbrush, like I have a computer that just chills here. It's here in case I need it.
Yep.
I'm going to boot up my AOL Instant Messenger. Obviously, my name is some iteration of letters and symbols that do spell out some sort of swear word.
XX420, fuck your life, bing bong, XX.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna send a message to Starlass. I see she probably has like one of her away messages up, something inspiring about saving the world and some bullshit.
Yeah.
No, it's always something super passive aggressive.
It's like you never think you know somebody until they show you your true colors.
Like, is that
then
me?
It's like
is that about me?
It's just it's like lyrics to Green Day songs.
Yeah.
But it's only the one Green Day song. It's the graduation one that everyone does, The Time of Your Life.
That hasn't come out yet.
That hasn't come out yet.
Okay, so it's
that's true.
Sublime.
But I'm just gonna send her a message and it's just gonna say, "Did it."
So she's like, "So it's over? Did you recover the other pieces?"
Probably shouldn't talk about this on AOL Instant Messenger. You know where we are.
So you see fine. Then there's a flash in the room, and she's standing there, and her hair's a little singed. She looks a little worse for the wear. There's like bullet holes and burn marks on her. She's like, so what happened?
I check her away message now, and it definitely says something rude about me.
TTYL at Spencer's.
Yeah.
It was basket case. What a loser that guy is.
Yeah, no
He was
shit.
trying to steal this rock. Boy Vengeance might have cut off his arm. We got the rock. It's here, and Vapor is doing his nerd shit.
So she kind of considers, she goes, okay, so big power source, time, rock, and something from the temporal labs. Good job, but I don't think you're done yet.
Also, dude had a thing on his forehead that was purple trident, and then when he kind of got back into a corner, he just vanished into a light of purple.
Purple trident. Let me search what that could be. She types it into her little computer on her wrist, and she's like, I have no idea what the fuck that is. Did you like save anything that, I don't know, could we trace something?
I have his hand.
What? So she kind of like slowly turns to look at you, and she's trying to keep her face frosty. Like, did you say you have his hand?
Well, yeah, I figured we could pull a clue or some prints off it or something.
Why do we need Prince Boy Vengeance? You know who he fucking is.
If there's magic mumbo jumbo still on the hand, we could trace that somehow.
She like takes off her cowl. She kind of shakes out her hair. She's just like rubbing her fingers through her hair, like real slow, and she's taking some deep, steadying breaths. She's like, he's not wrong. You could probably check local hospitals to see if he's there, or maybe if you can get a fix on his, I don't know, his DNA signature. We could probably rig something to scan for that, right? I would help you guys further, but if I start getting involved, they're gonna know something's up, and I don't know who I can trust at this point. Besides you, apparently.
Also, you look like shit. What were you doing?
Yeah, so that warlord turned out to be super powered. It just gets complicated. So, well, we won. We won. He's in jail, but now we got to put out all the fires, and the list is, how power vacuums start. You remove one head of state, and a bunch of other ones try to fight. You know how it is. Well, you don't know how it is, but you can imagine.
Cool. So you're going to send us on a search and rescue for this dude. Are we bringing him to you?
No, I want the information when you're done.
I mean, he wasn't really forthcoming with information when we were talking to him before. And I'm really good at what I do. And he was super chill and just vibing before Boy Vengeance hacked off his arm. And he wasn't telling us anything. I don't know, finding him is going to prove useful.
We never asked him what, who he was stealing it for, because that wasn't part of his 5 questions. I was going to try to torture that.
What?
Well, as a superhero, when you're interrogating somebody, you get 5 questions, and that's all you get.
There's rules. There's rules of engagement. Yeah, I understand. Look, I don't really care how you find it. I don't care what happens as a result. Just find it out and tell me I'm not crazy. Because as much as I love being part of the Fearless 5, I really want to shove this up their asses, because I don't think they know what they're talking about, and I'm tired of being treated like a little girl. I need you guys.
All right, we'll try and find the stick and see what we can get. Vapor's good with the tech shit. We can probably work together.
Why are we wasting our time looking for a guy we've already fought?
Well, if we track him to where he vanished to, that tells us where someone might have had him or who he's working for. Because he just popped out of there. Kind of. I look at Starlass. I'm like, kind of like you, Shimmer, and he did that.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying it's weird that he did the same thing you do.
Lots of people teleport.
I don't teleport. Boy Vengeance, do you teleport?
I don't need powers.
You don't have any powers?
No.
Are you just like a kid with a hammer? You don't have any powers.
No, but I've been trained by the greatest vigilante in the city.
You gotta stop. You're gonna die. Soon. I take it back. You guys shouldn't. You, Seb, and you, Vapor, I think you maybe could do something, but you're just a kid with a fucking hammer?
Since you've met us, we've fought 2 supervillains.
Wow.
And who took them each down?
Super villains,
Who took them out?
You crippled Swan Song. You'll never walk again.
All right, then.
Good luck to you. She looks at you, boy, and she's like, go back to high school or something. I don't know. And she wipes away. Whoop, and now you're alone. And it smells like cinnamon when she disappears. I don't know. Just thought you should know. Yeah. The potpourri burst,
Vapor's going to turn to Boy Vengeance and say, "It's okay. I don't have powers either."
And she voiced back, "You don't have powers either."
Wait, so why do we keep
I'm going to exude my powers on her. I'm going to make her feel so excited and happy that these two people don't have powers. Like, she's going to fucking love the fact that they don't have powers.
Okay. How we do?
I'm going to call that a nat 1.
Ooh. All right. And so are you unleashing your powers?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So you try to like mess with her brain, and she kind of just like shivers off and looks at you, and I think you feel insecure.
Okay. Oh, did my afraid go away? It was only supposed to be temporary.
No, the effect you had was temporary. As of now, you have 2 conditions unless you start clearing them.
Amazing. So I'm insecure now?
Yeah. So she kind of looks at you, and she's like, the people who are part of the Fearless Five have warding against mind control. She kind of looks at you, Savage. She's like, take care of him. And then she wipes away again. Cinnamon. Do you want to work on clearing those conditions? Does anyone else want to help you clear conditions? Because they can all do those things.
How do you clear a condition, Nate?
You comfort or support. When you comfort or support someone, roll plus mundane.
I was angry, right?
Yeah.
So stupid. On the clearing conditions, they're listed in a different order than they're listed on the actual character sheet.
Yep.
I'm gonna clear my angry. I'm gonna I just want to walk over to one of the seemingly important looking things that is in the secret lair. I'm just gonna fucking slam it on the ground and be like, that goddamn bitch.
I like that. What if it's like one of the weapons cabinets you toss on the ground or something?
Yeah, I just start breaking some shit.
Oh no, it's like it's the glass curio cabinet full of like belly button rings, nipple piercings.
Okay, and insecure is just -2 if I'm trying to defend somebody or reject influence.
Yep.
I'm not really worried about that one right now.
Someone else can clear that on you if they want to try to comfort or support someone.
I'd love to try to comfort and support my good friend Seb.
All right, so what does that look like? You just saw Seb smash this thing on the ground.
Cautiously walk over. Listen, I really appreciate, I'm sure both of us really appreciate that you were trying to, stand up for us against Stargirl, and he sort of stifles a laugh at the nickname that Seb gave her. I don't want you to think that went unnoticed, that's all. And I'm going to try to appeal to the fact that maybe he does care as much as I do about what people think of him.
Yeah, so roll plus mundane. I think that's nice.
11.
So we get to add a team to the pool for next time. Vapor, if you have any conditions, you can remove one of those. And Seb, you can mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels if you open up to Vapor.
I probably should have been what's his fucking name's little sidekick, but no, had to pick the pretty girl, blonde, blah, 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 that smells like cinnamon when she teleports around. Fucking loser that she is. But there she is, getting to do the cool shit. I'm stuck here with Boy Vengeance and a Spencer gifts.
All right, go ahead.
So I can mark potential or what?
Mark potential, clear your condition, or you can shift your labels, one up and one down.
I'm just gonna shift my labels.
Sure.
I'm gonna 1 down superior, so it's what it was before, which is the +2. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna slide up the freak to +1, because I probably should have done that when I was doing the character anyways.
Cool. So, and Vapor, you guys can keep talking. I don't think the conversation is resolved, but
you're still doing good things here. It's not like, being in a Spencer's with Boy Vengeance is the worst place to be to do some good.
I'm gonna lean in and be like, listen, no offense, but he did just chop that guy's arm off for no goddamn reason.
I didn't know he still had it.
He's cool and all. I love all the stuff. Yes, would I maybe jump in front of a bullet for you boys? Yes, whatever. But really fuck him in his arm, because that's just fucked up.
He got results.
I like that he's standing here as I'm talking about this shit.
I'd take a bullet for Vapor, but I'd put one in Seb.
You take it out of vapor.
This was meant for. I appreciate that.
You all have influence over each other, I believe, right? Or no one has influence over Seb. Is that what it was?
No, everyone. It's Boy Vengeance. Nobody has over Boy Vengeance. Everyone has it over me, and everyone has it over Vapor.
Influence is kind of a currency too. You guys can use on each other or against each other. So basically, you can tell someone how they are. Like, you're being a real fucking dick. And you want to say, "Oh, I'm going to increase their whatever stat and decrease their other stat." You can also inflict a condition on them. If you can take it a +1 against them, that kind of stuff. Like, there's ways you can use your influence to change each other, and then the person who is being targeted can try to like resist that, or they can accept it. So it's just another way of like gamifying the interpersonal stuff and your influence over each other.
I felt like we were having a nice moment here, and I don't want to destroy that to go do superhero shit. And by the way, I heard everything you said, and fuck you.
I said I would take a goddamn bullet for you.
I don't need your help.
I'm just making mental notes, so when we get into sticky situations, I'm not taking a bullet for Boy Vengeance.
Guys, where you were getting all mushy over here, I've cross-referenced and reversed the polarity of the magic that was on this hand, and now I've inputted the coordinates to this GPS tracking device, and now we can follow it to where the rest of him is, so I can take more limbs. It'll tell me everything I need to know, one branch at a time.
The signature that you're tracing on this leads you to the heart of old Halcyon City. So back in the 50s, there was a super scientist that fucked up real bad trying to make a pocket universe and destroyed what was then Halcyon City, sinking it into the ocean. Some of the tall buildings are still poking out of the water, but most of them are sunken. This looks like, as far as you can tell, an old power plant that ran Halcyon City back in the day. So it's kind of like out in the bay, if you can call a crater a bay. Ne'er-do-wells live there, and oft-to-poors.
Never heard that one before. Is that a real word?
No. I like the idea of like this being the middle third, just the interpersonal stuff, Stargirl showing up, Starlass, I'm sorry.
You've got lasses, dames.
Yeah.
Is there like Power Broad coming next? Like,
I hope so. Spoilers. Fucking Power Broad. Enter team, the Broad Band. It's so fucking dumb. The fucking turtle van or whatever the fuck you have can't make it over the water into this place, so how you gotta get there?
I guess, do we know like what the routes are that would like get us there?
I mean, it's sunken, so water, then like towards it.
I mean, would I be super lame?
Yes.
But that's why you're here.
So this is the problem with Batman. He always has the right gadget at the right moment. So I don't know if that wrecks the game, but did I just hit a button in the Vengeance and it turns into a submarine van?
Yeah.
Then that's what I want to do.
I like the idea that you haven't explained this to anybody, right? That you guys are in the car, in the Vengeance, I'm sorry, and you're speeding towards the docks, and you're like, okay, we'll just both catch a boat there or something, and then, like, you floor it.
Guys, slow down. What are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah. And then you just launch off this pier, and you hit the water, and I think just waiting for a second, like, seeing if you can scare the shit out of them, because that seems like the kind of guy you are. You, like, hit the power locks, all the locks on the door shut, the windows shut. Like,
I'm literally just chilling in the back of the van, sipping on a Red Bull, just kind of staring like
absolute
it is.
Yeah, I think Vapor's taking the back of his headrest off, and he's trying to smash it with
one hand on the grip up here, and the other hand just like
we gotta equalize the pressure. Roll on the windows. Where's your safety hammer? Now we have a ball peen.
No, if you ever find yourself sinking in your car, if you take the headrest off of the back, it's designed so the 2 points, and if you hit that against the window, it'll smash instantly.
That's not true.
That's true.
That's stupid.
I saw it on a TV show once.
If it was designed for that, why wouldn't it be 1 point? Now you have all that force put in 1 point instead of 2.
You turn it
Stupid.
a little. Like, I saw it once, and I thought it was like, if this ever happens to me,
you'll die early because you're going to be fucking struggling with a street rest instead of opening the goddamn door.
Because of the pressure. You can't open the door underwater, dummy.
You roll on the window so you equalize the pressure. I literally just said this.
What happens if they're electronic and they don't work because you're underwater?
Electronic doors work underwater for a while. That's why nothing shuts off when it rains.
You sound like an expert now. How many times have you been underwater with your car?
I'm just here thinking, like, I would have to own a car first to be able to do any of this.
If the T ever careens into Boston Harbor, like you're on the blue line going to Wonderland and it just fucking screams off into the harbor, now you'll be ready. Okay, so you hit the button on your magic van, and now it's a boat van.
Submarine van.
Okay, it's a submarine van. Are you trying to be stealthy or just trying to get there?
I think it's pretty stealthy. That's why it's a submarine.
Makes sense. So as you're getting closer to this, you see a lot of the ruin and destruction here. The taller buildings seem like they're occupied. Like you can see trash fires burning in them and stuff where people are just trying to eke out whatever meager existence they can. There are some underground clubs here where the criminal element holds court, that kind of stuff. And then there's like the really bad part of town where everything is dilapidated. And this is like the more industrial section of the city before it fell. And that's where you find the power plant, which was like a huge 5-story brick building back in the day. Now the roof's mostly missing. It's leaning very weirdly to the left. It's not good. It's a bad building.
Do we have a plan? We're here. Also, when the fuck did your van get submarine powers? That's weird.
And by weird, you mean awesome.
Let's not ignore that you didn't tell us about that first.
Did you drown?
No, we had his headrest.
This 2-pointed headrest didn't open the window.
If only it was 1 point.
I told you that because I didn't want you to actually break my window.
All right, tomorrow we're going to a junkyard and we're going to figure out this.
So we're going to go breaking windows.
Are we just knocking on the front door?
We shouldn't do that. Can we look around?
We can assess the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if I may, one of my beacon moves is straight up creeping.
Sure.
Which is I can scope out a place with my mundane and ask things.
Absolutely, go for it.
But only 5 questions.
No more, no less.
It is only a 5 too. That's fine. 12.
Jesus, nice.
Listen, I got mundane going for me, and
And the most mundane.
first question: what's my best way in and out?
So there's no obvious doors here, but what you notice weirdly enough is that there's like this weird birch bark skiff, like a canoe almost, kind of tied up outside of, it looks like a collapsed archway into the building. But oddly enough, there's this weird like purple shimmer that you notice, like almost like an oil sheen on top of the water, but this is vertical and covering the archway.
I feel like this question is cheap, and I understand what the answer might be, but whose place is this?
I like the question. Per your study of public records, I think you pulled that up really quick. This was abandoned. This was a coal-burning power plant that they were trying to convert to nuclear, but thank God it didn't go through by the time it exploded. So no one really owns this place. But I want to give you more than that because I think otherwise it's kind of crappy. I don't have to. I'm just a generous person. You notice like the series of handprints all around the edges too, like almost like cave paintings.
That doesn't feel good.
Nope. Well, we found a way in.
Boy, Avengers, why don't you take the lead on this one? This feels like a good one for you. Why don't you maybe stick? Do you got that 2-time with you still?
I'm not letting go of my trophy.
No, you just like walk up and like.
I'm gonna throw a ninja star through the hole and see what happens.
That's less exciting.
So the ninja star goes through, no problem. You see like a little bit of a purple flash as it goes through, but it passes through.
Good enough for my ninja star? Let's go.
I motion for you to go ahead and take a step through.
All right. The van starts going through this force field, and as soon as it hits your legs, it starts pushing you back, but the van is still going forward.
We're still underwater. I thought we were outside.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought we got out of the van.
Oh, then you can't walk through it. You walk up to it, and it's like a hard barrier to you.
But
Like your clothes can go through.
Wait, so did my ninja star go through it? But
Yeah.
so human matter people can't go through.
Yeah. But weirdly enough, smell can come through, and heat. And what you smell in this place is like rotten garbage, like meat, and it's incredibly hot. You feel like it's like actually blowing out like a hairdryer on you almost. It's probably 100 degrees easy and like 95% humidity.
But we can't penetrate the archway.
You cannot penetrate my archway. Stop asking.
But we can take a powerful blow, just to clarify the rules
Yes,
of the game.
and I encourage you all to take as many powerful blows as you feel you need. Whatever gets you through the day.
Looking around, like, can I see any other, this situation doesn't really give me...
Well,
Oh, actually, no, I will. I'm gonna assess.
go for it.
Awesome. I rolled a 5.
You got so
go
much
ahead and-
potential. You're a pretty nimble guy. I think at the last second you hear like something going, "Zzz," and you turn right in time to see this crude stone spear fly past you and like plunk into the water nearby. And you see now through the purple mist, you see a little bit of like firelight. You see a crouched figure looking out. You're like,
I checked my trench coat first to make sure like nothing got torn on it. I'm like, what the hell?
and you hear this person turn around and like say behind that person, and then a bunch of other voices kind of echo in response.
Is this a time gate? Is this?
So we said there's an archway and there's like a full wall kind of in all directions. Is that the deal?
Yep. Windows are boarded up, but I'm sure some strapping young people like yourselves could figure out a way to pass this barrier.
How tall is the wall?
It's sunk about 20 feet. It's still about 30 feet of wall above you. And you hear the voices getting slowly closer to the edge, and you see that there's about 5 dirty people dressed in skins, varying ages,
Just say caveman.
matted
Just say
hair,
caveman.
looking out, hoisting their stone spears. One has a sling.
One has a bone in their hair.
Yeah.
They're cavemen. Hey, just say it.
So I would like to move us out of line of sight from this archway where the people can throw things at us.
Sure.
Because my rational brain says if we can't cross in, they may be not able to cross out.
So you're trying to hide pretty much? Or?
Yeah, just like literally just like out of their line of sight somewhere off on the side.
Sure. A few minutes goes by, and you see these people, nondescript, except the descriptions I've given so far. They don't seem like they're from this time. They seem kind of primitive. 3 of them boarded onto one of the birch bark canoes, and they start slowly paddling out in the water, and they're grunting at each other, and they have these long clubs that they kind of have tucked on their sides. Looks like they're not used to being out in the open. Looks like they're more used to like some kind of closed environment. And they're mostly men. Did I mention that? They're all men that are on the boat. So anyway, they came out of this cavern that was in the building. These gentlemen.
Caveman.
They're like some kind of, I don't know, like cavern gentlemen. Cavern folk, I think is probably a good way to call them that.
Do any of them have the little thing on their forehead?
They do all have that little thing on their forehead. And you notice something else. I want to give this one to you because I'm benevolent. They have a little scar right above their eye, all of them. And it's like bruises around their eyes.
Boy Vengeance, do you have the arm with you?
Of course. I would never leave without it.
Can you try to walk through the thing holding the arm?
I walk through the archway. Do I succeed?
Yeah, you walk through.
Oh.
I'm going to grab Vapor's hand. I'm going to grab Boy Vengeance's hand and say, all right, like, let's do this.
As you get close, you realize that the barrier is down. So as soon as you step in there, it's like the real barrier is the heat that's coming out. And it fucking stinks, again, like rotten meat. You see everything that's lit up by these low fires. You see these massive ferns, like human height ferns. And there's little bone prints everywhere, little bare foot marks. And up ahead, as you climb this like hill of refuse, this bank that goes into the dirty, oily water, you see like a little tent city. It's primitive skins, more of those fat trident motifs on it, handprints, that kind of stuff.
Does my GPS still work in this cave thing?
Mm-hmm.
Then I want to follow the GPS to whichever tent has basket case.
He's not in one of the tents. There's other rooms further on, it looks like. And then you see a little face peering out of one of the tent flaps. It's a kid. A dirty, dirty kid.
Gross. Let's move on.
Do they look scared? Do they look like they're just looking out at seeing?
They look scared. They look frightened of you and what's going on.
I mean, that's fair.
This little voice is like, help me.
I'm going to ignore what Boy Vengeance has said about moving on from the gross kid and move closer. And is everything okay?
No, I want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore.
This isn't your home?
And she kind of points in through the archway. You see this tall building with some fires and lights in the top of a couple floors. She's like, I live over there. They brought me here.
Who brought you here?
The cavern folk.
Feel Boy Vengeance's anger rising. Why did they? So they just came to where you lived and took you and brought you here for no reason?
They just do what they're told. The loud voice in the other room.
Is she motioning toward the where the motifs are in the larger?
Yep. So basically, there's this this is where the office would have been for visitors to come in, like the front room of the power plant, and then there's like the warehousey area in the back where all the machinery would be. That's where she's gesturing off into the darkness.
Okay, we're going to do our best to get you home as soon as we can.
What year is it?
1995. She kind of looks at you like you're an idiot. They used to know too. They used to be smarter than they are now. But he did something to them. I don't want him to do that to me.
Who's he?
The big scary voice in the other room. I haven't seen him. They won't let me go in there, and I don't want to go in there.
Well, you stay here. We're going to go do a thing.
She kind of nods and she goes back into her tent.
All right, I'm kicking the fucking door down.
As you're walking through the darkness, you see some weird red lights along the edges of this path that's leading you to this door in the distance. And you realize that they're all heaters. Sticking out of the foliage are these space heaters that are all plugged in. And that's what's keeping this place so fucking miserably hot. Just a little example of some setting, some little description, little, set the scene for you.
I'd be just really impressed that the electricity can keep the sampling circuits. I'm proud of whoever did that.
Eric, it's a power plant.
Yeah, but it's run down. It's run fucking down. Everything's in shambles.
So as you get closer to the door, you're hearing the sound of machinery being fucked around with. You hear roaring, grumbling roaring. That's mixed with what sounds kind of like words.
Can we make any of the words out?
You hear what sounds like fucking basket case, useless, have to find new plans, where's that goddamn rock, that sort of thing. 3 fucking kids, that kind of stuff. Tear them limb from limb.
I'm going to turn to Boy Vengeance real quick and go, you didn't bring the rock, right?
I mean, I might have.
Let's just be extra careful.
Yeah.
So describe what you're doing now that you're at the doorway, essentially, to this room.
Is there a way for us to peer in? And
it's
look?
cracking a little.
Yeah, there you go. Cracking a little.
If only one of us had a phasing ability.
Oh, God, that's right. Hold on. Wait a second. I did this literally for this almost exact reason. He reaches down to something on his belt. It's like a little I really shouldn't pause on this word for too long. It's like a little button, like a little
There's no time, Vapor.
I'm sorry.
I told you to go before we left for the Batcave.
Really
So
excited.
you play with your knob.
So I'm going to play with my knob in front of my friends.
Yeah. It's not weird. We've all done it.
It's fine, right? Nothing seems to happen before he slowly sticks his head into the door,
Just
through the door.
Prepared to take a blow.
Preparing to take a blow.
He undid his button and now he's going to take a blow.
That's how it works.
It's like the ultimate truck stop move. You don't need the hole, just the head. So he is going to phase to look through the door by putting his head slowly into or through it.
So the room is awash in the same purple light that you've seen elsewhere. And now you realize what that symbol was, that fat trident. It wasn't a fat trident. It wasn't the old Adidas symbol like you might have thought. It's a dinosaur footprint. And of course, you recognize this massive dinosaur who's hurriedly working on some kind of large portal-like device with big purple spectral arms that are made of magical energy. Because of course he can't use his own arms because they're too small. And then you recognize who this villain is. It's Tyrannosaurus Hex, the dinosaur wizard.
I'm just going to hang up on the call. I'm just saying.
Now, you might not know Tyrannosaurus Hex, some of you, but the rest of you would know that he is a time-traveling dinosaur wizard who traveled back in time when he was a man wizard and was about to die and then transferred his consciousness into a dinosaur brain. Now, he wants to get his body back.
That's just a whole bunch of luggage to unpack. Right
Well, you know this from your research. He was sealed off for 65 million years inside a big amber ball. And then recently, of course, he was released.
Cool. So I'm going to back out from the door. gonna turn to my friends and go, I'm pretty sure it's Tyrannosaurus Rex, with all the solemnity that I can't give in my face right now.
I'm picturing you like turning to the reader of the comic panel, right? And like your hand just like phase partly through the door, and you have this look of like, oh shit, it's Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yep.
And then I think Sebas looks bored, like, oh god damn it, why?
Tyrannosaurus Rex, huh? It's a good thing I've been reading the files. Protege move.
When did you get fucking files?
I have files. The Vindicator had detailed files in his Vindicomputer.
You can't add Vinda to everything.
Yes, you can. You've learned about the superhuman world through your mentor's resources. When you first encounter an important superpowered phenomenon, I'm going to assume this counts.
Yeah, T-Hex counts, yep.
Roll plus superior. On a hit, tell the team one important detail that you've learned from your studies. The GM will tell you what, if anything, seems different from what you remember. On a 10 plus, ask the GM a follow-up question. They will answer it honestly. On a miss, the situation is well outside your base of knowledge, and the GM will tell you why. So I have a +2 superior. 10. T-Hex, because that's what we call him for short.
Yeah.
T-Hex's weakness is that he needs it to be 100 degrees and 95% humidity at all times. If we can shut down the power source to these heaters, we can freeze them out.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be very hard to shut these down because of the stupid thing I mentioned earlier about the energy source. Also, he's a dinosaur. He's probably going to try to eat you guys. So that'll make it a little harder.
And then it says on a 10 plus, ask the GM a follow-up question.
Do it. You won't do it. You don't have the fucking stones.
What is his plan?
All right. In true comic book villain style, he's monologuing now.
Of course.
He originally wanted to go back in time to the exact point where he lost his body to the dinosaur and transferred his mind into the dinosaur body. But now without that cool rock thing that you have, he can't do that. So instead what he's going to do is just bring dinosaur times to Halcyon City and convert everything to dinosaur times. So he's not going to try to control things. He doesn't want his body back. He wants to be, if he has to be a dinosaur, he will be the tyrant lizard.
So if I gave him the stone, he would just go back to his own time and not bother anybody.
I mean, he's a supervillain. There's a chance he might bother people still. So before he was a dinosaur, in the old timeline that he was part of, which you're not privy to, I guess, he was a pretty big asshole with a lot of magic powers. He's like Doctor Strange, if Doctor Strange was a real douche.
So Doctor
More
Strange.
of a douche.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally his entire persona.
Like an evil douche, though.
But we know that like all these like space heaters are necessary for him to like stay. You said it's not a comfort thing. It's like an actual like if he doesn't have this, like it's bad for him, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I imagine like a lizard terrarium.
Right.
Yeah, he might slow down or something, go into a torpor.
Right. I would assume that like the power source is somewhere in the like if we're living in a ran a power plant. I look at Vapor like Vapor. Between the two of us, like we could do something to fuck with a power plant, like basically make all the circuits flow, so all the space heaters go out, which makes him easier to deal with.
If we could flood the place with all the water that's around us, it would short circuit, no?
That would also do it.
Can we make that controlled? Or are we just going to take out everything?
Well, let me just ask people with superpowers. Oh, wait, that's me.
That hurts a little.
So Vapor, you would have noticed in all the machinery that he was fucking around with, the gadget that he had that he was able to secure was basically an infinite power source. It was drawing power from some other demi-plane of power. That's in there with him. That's you have to destroy that. Or start unplugging shit and turning off power blocks and that kind of thing. Like so many power strips. Just start hitting those little buttons.
Wait, guys, let me try something.
If you want to support the pot of blunders. So as you clap, you hear the grumbling stop. What do you do?
I mean, like, I feel like it's like he's got the power source. I might be able to like control his emotions a bit, like it maybe get him to stumble a little bit, that maybe one of you two can get to the power source and like do the thing you need to do, whatever that is. I don't know,
like,
Boy, then did you got a sword? You hit stuff, like can you just smack it around a few times? Chop off the power source's arm? You seem to like doing that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you can control his emotions, couldn't you just get him to not take over the world?
I mean, I can control it. Like I can shift his emotion like for a moment or two, but like once I let up, like it's not like I can permanently make him docile. I can't make him one of the, what are they in Dragon Age? So like
Oh, the quieted or quelled or something?
Yeah, the cold. I know, like the mages, when they like basically take away all of their like emotion, they just like look at you like, hello, how are you? I am doing well. But yeah, I can do something to get him like off kilter, and then you two, I don't know, come at him from either side or do whatever you do.
Tranquil. The Tranquil is the name of the mages from Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Sorry. That was important for me to interrupt what the fuck you were just saying. I think those are good plans.
Yeah, we can.
Of course, I'm the DM running a dinosaur thing, so what do I know? All right, so I like the three of you like huddled outside this door, like whispering to each other amongst all the ferns and what have you. Let's bring it into action. Who's doing what? Who's the leader here? Who's assigning what to who?
Well, I feel like if I'm the one going in causing problems, like I probably should be the one going in first, and then you two kind of like, I don't want to say stealthing, but just like kind of stealthing.
Yeah, I see what you walk in. Hey, you asshole.
Hey, you dick.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
You dinosaur dick.
Dinosaur dick. I have a new name for this guy.
I assume the double doors isn't like the only, like there's more wall than that's accessible, or is it literally just like, okay, cool.
I mean, when you can phase through shit, the world's your wall, you know?
Well, that's true, but like you face into the wrong place and, you know, one thing happens, you're in the center of the earth holding onto a missile.
Yeah, that's true. You shadow cat all the way through stuff, yeah.
So I'm going to walk in initially and try and, like, while they're doing whatever they're going to go do, I'm going to walk in and do my mislead, distract, or trick somebody.
Okay, so let's do the team mechanics part here, because this is like the big climactic battle, in case you couldn't tell. So when you enter a battle against a dangerous foe as a team, which is what you're doing here, you're all united on this front. So you get 2 team right away. Does the leader have influence over every teammate? No, because no one has influence over Boy Vengeance.
And Boy Vengeance is not the leader.
Right.
Wait, what?
Sorry to burst that bubble on you, but you ain't the leader.
We're in my Spencers, in my Vengeance, using my tech. I have the stone, and I've defeated 2 of the 3 villains so far. Not the leader.
Who just came up with the plan? Who came up with the plan right now?
Vapor could have come up with that plan. It's not the most creative thing in the world.
Hey, wait a minute.
I think so as a first issue, I love this idea of like arguing over who the fuck. No, I'm the goddamn leader. I'm saying I was in charge. Fuck you. Who the fuck are you? You're goddamn powers. How I'm picturing it is you two going at it, and me and my Vapor's like, guys, we gotta focus up. I think it'd be kind of cool to have Vapor step into the leader role. What do you think? It's like the heart of the team.
Yeah, in that like absence of there being like, if the 2 of us are arguing over who is the leader.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. This is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna goddamn do.
Yeah, I'm good with giving Vapor the leader spot.
God.
Absolutely.
Can we do something with this fight?
Oh, good question.
Shift a label, add a condition.
Like 2 weeks
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, you can use your influence. So if you have influence over somebody and you spend it, you can basically shift their labels. So you can say like, this is how you are, right? And they can accept that and you give up your influence over them, or they can try to reject it. And if they reject it, there's some other stuff, like other mechanics that come into play. Okay, so if you want to like tell people how they are or try to shift their labels, you can.
If you wanted to up my superior, down my savior, you could do that, like exuding your influence over me.
But why would I?
You can also provoke somebody. You can also pierce their mask. So you can do that stuff as well. Like if you're trying to make someone become, like, I'm going to provoke Vapor into becoming the leader, or I'm going to provoke Seven to standing down, or I'm going to provoke Boy Vengeance to just rush in headlong without any concern over anybody else.
So did you want to shift my stuff at all or no?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would just tell you, look, you don't have the tactical ability, the skills, or the rugged good looks, but I'll tell you what you do have. You have powers, and if you think that makes you better than me somehow, well then so be it. But you know what else has powers? My van, my gun. You're nothing but a tool.
So what are you trying to raise on him, and what are you trying to lower? It sounds like you're trying to lower mundane.
I want to boost his superior, because I'm telling him how cocky he is.
Yeah.
But
you're saying he's a freak because he's got all these powers and stuff. Or you're trying to lower his...
You could down my danger, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I want to down his danger and up his superior.
Done.
Are you going to accept that or reject it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, so you have influence over him, Richard. Erase that because we've just used it now. All right, so Seb, he just said this to you. How do you respond?
All I heard is that I am good at my tech shit. So fuck yes, and fuck all of your other gadgets. You're a goddamn dick, and we're gonna go distract this fucking dinosaur because I want to go goddamn home, which is not Spencer Gifts. I have a home. I just choose sometimes to stay at the secret lair. I should make that very clear right now.
Then why have I been receiving mail in your name?
It's fine. I don't trust my actual home. It's a better location. Nobody steals shit from Spencer Gifts because no one goes to Spencer Gifts.
Let me see your student ID right now.
No.
Let me see it.
I'm going to turn and go.
Right.
I'm going to go face the dinosaur down to stop this conversation because I will not admit openly to living at Spencer Gifts.
So, Vapor, while they were arguing, what were you doing?
Trying to stop them from arguing, but also trying to keep my senses up because we know the growling stopped as soon as Boy Vengeance tried the clapper.
And you did like 3 things shut off. I think like a couple of the space heaters shut off when you clapped. Yeah, it'd be nice.
Guess it couldn't all be sound activated. But yeah, mostly just trying to keep an eye out and make sure that we're not attracting unwanted attention. Vapor doesn't have a horse in this race. I don't think that he particularly is like, yeah, I totally want to step up and be leader. That sounds great. He's like, nah, man, you two can.
I think you're like the kid of like divorced parents. It's like, oh no, they're fighting again.
Oh no!
And I can't go to my room because my room's full of a dinosaur.
So as you're watching them argue, right? You look down and see some of the cavern folk footprints in the mud, and they've gathered water from just being depressed, and you see little ripples every now and then.
I always wanted to be the little girl from Jurassic Park. Perfect.
Dinosaur. Oh no.
Holy fucking shit, it's a dinosaur.
Hey, and he's just sort of amping up a little bit as to try to overtake their conversation and pointing at the ripples of one of them over the shoulder.
And that's literally when I look over and be like, I told you I'm going to distract the goddamn dinosaur, and I turn to go in and do the thing that I said we're going to do.
Alrighty. So how are you entering the room? What does the panel look like, Seb?
Like throwing the doors open.
It's a full page.
It's doors open. The trench is like blowing in the wind a little bit. I've got a little box in my hair.
Doves, little pterodactyls.
And I'm going to, what's the move? Are you watching closely? I'm going to distract/trick this dinosaur. And I got an 8 plus 3, which is 11. So I can choose 3 things, which is I get an opportunity, I expose a weakness or a flaw, I confuse them, or I avoid further entanglements. That'd be hilarious. It's a boss fight. No, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm good.
I avoided all the entanglement on this one, guys. Got it. So I'm going to confuse them for a minute. I want to expose their weakness or flaw, and I want to get an opportunity.
So I think you threw the doors open, and he was so close about to pop out at you guys, it hits him full in the nose. And he like stumbles back like, goddamn. And he sits down on his big tail.
So I guess my question is like, what meta area? I guess with that, like, what's the weakness or flaw that we expose?
His dinosaur brain takes over when he's hurt too badly, or if he gets too cold. Like it's like the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The human brain is in charge of the higher stuff. Dino brain needs the bottom shit to function, otherwise it's gonna go into survival instincts.
Cool.
If that helps. Seb has just knocked the dinosaur on its ass temporarily. What are you guys doing, Vapor and Boy Vengeance?
Well, I want to use one of my other protege moves. So as captain, because now that we've established that I am the leader, when I enter a battle as a team, add an extra team to the pool and carry a +1 forward if I'm the leader, which I am.
I mean, I don't know if anyone actually agreed to that, but...
Do you want a +1?
I was like, but for the metagaming? Sure, let's do it. Fuck it, you're the leader.
So let's see. Right now you have 2 team plus that 1 team. You don't have influence over every teammate. You do have the same purpose, so I'll give you another team for that. If any team member mistrusts the leader of the team, remove a team. Do either of you mistrust Boy Vengeance?
Metagame me says no, I don't. But actual character, absolutely, I do not trust this motherfucker.
Let's go ahead and take one of those team away. If your team is ill-prepared or off balance, remove a team.
No, we're good. We're prepared.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna let that one slide. So you have
We're not
3
off
team to
balance.
use. Yeah, it's fine.
We just had a huddle. We just hyped up.
Yeah.
We're ready. Look at
Mommy and Daddy
us.
aren't fighting. We're just talking loudly.
Sometimes when grown-ups get big emotions, they come out as loud voices. Well, go to your goddamn room. Anyway, Vapor and Boy Vengeance, you have 3 team to play with if you guys need it. You can trade it in for cash and prizes later on.
Now, I'm
Go ahead and
also
do cool
don't
things.
know what that means. What does it mean to have 3 teams?
Who knows, man? Who knows?
You can spend teams to act selfishly. When you act selfishly, you say your actions ignore or insult your teammates, remove 1. Basically, then you can shift your labels.
Yeah, you can steal a team from the thing to shift your own labels, or you can spend it to help the team.
Oh yeah, and give them a +1.
Yeah, to give someone a +1 on their roll.
So we can do that 3 times.
Yep, and you can do it unruly anyway after the roll. Like if someone rolled a 9 and you're like, oh, I need you to be a 10, just spend it at that point instead of having to do it beforehand. So what do? You were there, Boy Vengeance.
Oh,
Looks like he was so gung-ho, ready to go.
yeah.
Right, I was like, and?
He's being distracted with mind melting, right?
No, you get hit with the door.
Yeah, I haven't even done my emotion stuff yet.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
just distracted because he got hit by a door in the face.
I started by entering and causing a distraction, which will hopefully then lead to my next move, which will be emotion controlling.
Well, do that. I'm not going near him until he's emotionally controlled. He's dangerous.
He's a literal dinosaur with magic powers. Vapor, do you want to do anything before Seb takes their shot at the dino?
Probably not before. I do want to get ready at least. I'm going to knock one of my. So it wasn't really specific about this. So I'm assuming it's sort of a like think of something that will come up for this situation, or think of a. But I'm going to knock one of my trick arrows. Having sort of a cryo arrow seems like a really basic thing to have.
Oh yeah,
Got it.
absolutely.
So I'm going to knock that, but I'm going to duck out of the way of the door so that I am not visible to our dino friend.
I think you could just hide behind the wall and face through it to fire your arrow and then face back through it. All right, so you're ready to go once he's under control. All right, so Seb.
I want to be sad. I want to be really sad. Like I want a crying dinosaur.
Oh, Crinosaur.
Sweet fucking Christ.
So how's that potential working out for you, champ?
We rolled a 2.
Oh.
We got a +1 that makes it 3. So,
Well, you can spend all 3 of these team and still have a 6.
which still doesn't get me to a 7, which is what I need.
Yeah.
So, yeah, crushed it.
So I think I hate to keep marking with conditions, but I feel like this would make you afraid or hopeless. I'll let you pick which one.
Oh, we'll take the afraid. We're gonna be afraid.
You were so stunned that he was right there when you came through the door, expecting to be like king shit, and then it was like, oh god damn it, magic or whatever you do. And it's just he looked at you like, what? Why? No, stop! I'm a dinosaur. I'm literally a dinosaur. Okay, now, Vapor, you were ready in action in D&D terms.
I did, and now my poor friend looks like things did not go well. I definitely don't want to phase through the wall because I don't need him to magically separate me from my friends.
Your back half from your front half.
Yeah. Oh God. Ooh.
I mean,
Okay.
not that he would do that.
No, he would never. Plus, one of our own already took someone's arm. So I'm going to, as my friend becomes afraid, I'm going to slip into frame, as it were, as far as the comic is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, I don't want to say anything cheesy. So,
Must.
Cheesy.
so this guy's like pissed off, essentially. Not like raging, obviously, but he's like pissed off. I've gathered. So Vapor's just gonna say, "Chill out, man," and cryo arrow at him.
Nice to meet you.
Freeze.
You get a +1 for that one. I like that.
So this falls under directly engage, or
Yeah, this would be directly engaged.
Yes.
Unless you're trying to provoke him with your arrows into doing something, or you're trying to defend your buddy, or...
Or is using his arrows considered unleashing his powers? If that's
that's what I was
thing?
wondering.
No, that would be like a huge thing. Like, if you...
Okay.
I'm going
It's
to
a really
take all
big
6 of
arrow.
my arrows together and put them out. Like, it's... This would just be like a normal use of your powers. Like for you, Seb, it would be like, I'm going to use my powers to control this entire room of people at once.
I think like when I did like my motion control, I used freak because that's it was fun. Whatever.
You shouldn't have, but I let it go because it was cool.
It wouldn't have changed the outcome either way because that was a shit roll.
That's true, but I tried. You know? How you doing, Vapor?
Well, I got an 8, which is 7 because I am anti-dangerous.
All right. So pick one of these things. You resist or avoid the opponent's blows. You take something from them. You create an opportunity, or you impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Well, I'm doing this in the name of Seb, technically, at this point. So I would like to frighten the opposition.
Okay. I feel like the dinosaur, I'll call him by his proper name, his Christian name, Tyrannosaurus Hex, feels the cold off your arrow as it flies towards him, and he knows what it's going to do. He tries to get out of the way, and he ends up just stumbling, but he lashes out with his tail the last second to try to get you. The arrow hits its mark entirely, and you see it like spread over his scales, and it looks like his actual T-Rex arm hangs a little more limply than it otherwise would have. I think you're angry, because I think you saw Seb go down like he did. So I'm going to mark you with the condition of angry. Boy Vengeance and Seb, have you ever seen Vapor get mad before?
No.
No.
Oh, he's normally kind of a wimp.
What's it like? How do you feel watching him step up and start blasting the arrows and shit? And
Good for him, you know?
he had it in him the whole time.
I feel like Seb's does a little like, oh hey.
I love it.
Oh, like Power's sexy all of a sudden?
No, you find Power sexy.
I haven't seen this side of you.
So we're not all eternally angry, Boy Vengeance.
So the tail sweeps you off your feet, and you're suddenly careening through the air. The dinosaur's trying to stand back up, but is having a tough time in the soft dirt beneath him. Boy Vengeance, you've been quiet. What are you doing?
I will assess the situation.
Okay.
Because I just realized my superior is actually pretty high.
Nice. Good for you.
Yeah. So that's a +2 for my superior. And I rolled a 9.
If anybody would like to use one of the team, you can make that into a 10.
Sure, I'll spend a team.
Hey,
Alrighty.
thanks.
So you can ask me, 2 of these questions.
Well, it says, who here is the most vulnerable to me, but can I change that to what? Like, is there a power box I could break or a chandelier I could cut to drop on the dinosaur?
I mentioned this kind of like a Stargate looking thing before. While you've been here, it's slowly starting to spin a little bit. It's coming up to power, but it looks like it's held together with masking tape. That would be fairly easy to destroy and at least stop this part of his plan. It's at least more vulnerable than a fucking dinosaur is. So.
And what here can I use to shut the power off?
So the device itself that's powering this looks kind of like a mother box. If you can find some way to destroy that, at least the power will go off. So you can either shut it off or destroy it. It's a weird looking box. It's like this solid gold with gray streaked box that's kind of thrumming by itself and hovering off the floor a little bit, because that should happen. Things should hover. If you have a chance to make a box hover, you do it. You do it. It's not even a debate. So what are you going to do with that information?
Well, I suppose if this Stargate that's being held together with masking tape is so flimmy,
Flimmy flammy.
I got flammable and flimsy stuck, mixed up.
Stick your tongue out, put your hands out straight, and then close your eyes. I got to see if you have a stroke right now.
I'm going to directly engage the Stargate.
So go ahead and engage my gate.
All right. Gross. Well, not gross. Just
Thank you. I've worked hard on my gate.
a 6.
Does anybody want to spend a team on Vengeance again to increase the 6 to a 7?
Well, 6 to a 7, yeah, we should probably do that.
Yeah, to a 7, yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so how are you helping Angry Vapor? Are you positively steamed?
I'm positively steamed.
Because it's Vapor.
Oh my god. I get it now. That was a good double joke. All right.
You might not be able to hear this, people at home, but I'm patting myself on the back.
So you're assaulting the gate? Is that what I've?
Yes, I'm engaging Nathan's gate.
Yes.
Never helped anyone do this before.
Remember to breathe.
This is so hard to say without just being yeah. I guess. Okay. Wait.
You're in a safe place. It's okay.
So you've said far worse. Trust me.
Oh no! God, no. Listen, tag teaming someone's Stargate is a very
It's on my bucket list. I mean,
it's not something I knew I wanted, but I don't think Vapor has given Boy Vengeance a lot of positive reinforcement as far as what he is doing. So I'm going to say that in a Vapor morale sort of way, Vapor is going to notice what Boy Vengeance is aiming for. He's just gonna. I mean, we're not stealthy anymore either. So he's just gonna say like, yeah, smash that thing, smash that fucking thing, which is not anything that you've heard from Vapor's mouth.
That sounds real weird, like fucking, like when little kids say for the first time.
It's very enunciated. You smash that fucking thing.
yeah, I will. This is for you, Vapor.
So you're going to resist the blow, take something from the Stargate, which is a them and now, create an opportunity, or impress or surprise or frighten my Stargate.
I guess I'll create an opportunity. Do I destroy it or do I just injure it?
Maybe you like set it to being all off kilter, and maybe it will fall soon if someone else hits it. But I'll say like if they take advantage of that, they'll get a +1 to their roll.
So I'll knock the thing askew, which will anger the T-Hex, and he'll like look away like. Rrr.
It's Tim Allen now. Yeah. So kill it with fire. You know what the problem with the Stargate is? It needs more power.
Oh God.
Okay.
Ouch.
Anyway.
Ouch.
Yeah, so what do you do? Like I know what you're trying to do, but how do you do it in the comic? What happens?
I throw little mini sticky bombs on it.
Yeah, throw your sticky bombs on my Stargate. So they go off. I think some of them missed the mark. Maybe just because you're trying to hurry up and you're so surprised that Vapor's swearing. It's definitely starting to like tilt over, and the dinosaur's looking at it like, "Oh, my gate!" and it starts trying to get up and rushing towards it to steady it with his big purpley arms. Sam,
I'm gonna try and do my emotion control one more time.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make him happy that this is about to break.
All right, I love it.
I want him to feel like, no, like, yeah, this is good. Yeah, break this. This is how I want my day to go.
Actually, fuck this gate. I hate this gate. All my
game.
homies hate
this
gates.
anyway. Oh, that is much better. That is a 6 that we've rolled. So 11.
There we go. All right, so that you're directly engaging a threat, or you.
Well, that'd be a 9. That'd be a 9.
You're unleashing your powers. Go ahead, unleash your powers.
It's 11.
All right, there we go. So he stops. He completely stops and just sits. I think your powers sense there's some kind of like war going on in his brain, but there's something wrong. Like besides it's a man brain and a dino body. Like you get the impression that it's reacting to your influence, but it's not feeling anything. It's like giving the impression of it feeling it.
Okay.
And for a split second, you feel something flicker. And you actually only you see the dinosaur itself flicker out for a second.
What the fuck was that?
So actually, I think, because you're all watching the dinosaur, I think Vapor and Boy Vengeance see the dinosaur actually like flicker out of existence for a hot second. Like, whoop, and then back. And it's not like Basket Case doing that. It's not like he like went somewhere. It's just that he stopped being for a second.
And what caused that? Was it Eric's unleashed power?
Yeah.
I made him feel happy and content.
And then something weird happened with the dinosaur where he was just not for a blink.
So do we have to kill this dinosaur with kindness?
You can always assess the situation.
This is going to be real hard for me.
I look at you, so like, you all saw that, yeah?
Yeah.
Do it again.
Harder this time.
Yeah. Once more with feeling.
Really unleash yourself here.
Really explore the space.
I mean, I yelled at Boy Vengeance, like still hit the fucking thing. Like,
Oh, yeah, but I was gonna.
You got a sword, sir.
I got more than that. I got, what else?
You got a dead man's arm.
Sticky bombs for my Stargate.
What could I do to destroy this gate more?
You have any rope?
What do I need rope for?
Oh, the process got rope.
Oh,
You're always just
sir.
using it. I bondage tie up the dinosaur, and his boobs are all hanging out, all sexy like.
Oh, I love that. You know what I'm gonna do? I will hit it with my
Yeah, you will. What are you hitting? The Stargate?
my ball peen hammer of justice, but I'm gonna hit it right in the battery compartment of the thing. Like the most expensive looking part of it is where I'm gonna hit it.
Sure. I see you like checking all your pockets and realizing you're out of your shuriken, you're out of your sticky bombs, and then all you have is like your hammer, the special hammer that
Purple
Vindicator
man.
gave to you. Yeah. that you crippled the fucking Goose Boy or whatever his name was.
Swan Song.
Yeah, I was gonna make him name Goose Step and have him be a Nazi goose, but I didn't. I don't know.
I think
It fell too on the nose for me. It just didn't feel right.
It's a 9.
Would anyone like to spend the last team on Boy Vengeance again to make it into a 10?
I mean, it's okay if you don't.
What do we stand to gain from it being a 10?
9 usually comes with a penalty of some sort, even though you still succeed at something. And 10, you just like get everything. Is this directly engaging a threat?
Yep.
Well then, really we don't need both.
I get to.
We're good. We're good with a 9.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
All right. So what are you doing then with your 9? Are you resisting the blows? Are you taking something? Are you creating opportunity again? Actually, you're using your own +1, aren't you? Because you created opportunity for yourself from doing this previously. It says an opportunity for your allies, but I mean, if you're not your own ally, then you're doing something wrong.
You gotta be your own ally.
You gotta be. So we'll make it a 10. So pick 2 things that are happening.
All right. So take something from it. Can I just take it from being?
Yes, yes. That's one of the things that will happen as a result of this. That's the other thing you want to do.
Yeah, I will take it from being around anymore.
Yeah.
And I will impress Seb.
It says the opposition. I want the opposition.
If he can be his own ally, you can be the opposition.
Fair.
I mean, you did say you didn't trust him. I'm just...
So you see this beautiful arcing ball peen hammer spinning through the purple light and just like daintily tapping the very top of it, and the thing goes and crashes to the ground. And no dust goes up.
So impressed right now.
This thing ceases to be. It disappears.
Yeah, and I need to hear Seb tell me how impressed they are.
Christ, when did you boys start being actual good heroes? When did this happen?
So the Stargate is no more.
That's
the
an
dino
underhanded compliment, but you know.
Take what you
That's the best you get from Sam.
It's like you used to be a real fucking piece of shit, but now you're okay.
People can change, Richard. He used to be a real piece of shit.
Now, like, I don't want to actually murder you. I guess that's good.
Yeah, Dinosaur's angry now, and Dinosaur's going to get up and charge at you, Boy Vengeance. You destroyed his toys. He doesn't seem to realize it's not there anymore. He's acting like you just broke it.
He's charging at me, so I guess I will defend?
I mean, no, that's more like defending somebody else.
I'll defend then.
Oh, okay, Vapor, there we go.
The big balls on Vapor.
Well, he already scared Seb. I don't want him to kill my 15-year-old with a hammer.
Not friend, not leader. I don't want him to kill my 15-year-old with a hammer.
The key word was my. That was a connection.
Well, but you made it sound like he's gonna kill me with a hammer.
No,
I'm the one with the hammer.
I don't know what he's going to do with those big purple arms. I don't know if those can turn into a hammer. I don't know.
He's gonna hammer me with his big purple arms.
Could be like, oh god, okay.
Because you mistreated a Stargate, yes.
Seems fair.
Oh god, I really hope this isn't the one that I managed to draw. Oh, okay. 11, because I've got some savior complex going on.
Ooh, there we go. Let's see. When you defend someone or something from an immediate threat, roll plus savior. For NPC threats, on a hit, you keep them safe. For a PC threat, on a hit, give them -2 to their roll. All right. So what are you doing? Tell me tell me how you do things.
Okay, so this is NPC threat, obviously, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So basically, you don't get into shit because of this. You keep him safe, and you get to choose one of those things.
Cool. So I am going to, I'm certainly not going to try to exert my influence over the person that I'm protecting. I'm going to add a team to the pool.
There we go.
Vapor, he sees Fex, as I'm going to affectionately refer to him, sees him rushing at Boy Vengeance and decides to, in his anger over what has already transpired, throws himself between the magic T-Rex and his friend Boy Vengeance to take the blow.
So roll me 2d6 plus any conditions you have.
9.
Ooh. Okay.
Not a great time to be rolling high still.
Oh. So you choose one of the take a powerful blow options. You lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition on one of your teammates. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain, mark 2 conditions.
Vapor's not a tough guy. I'm gonna give ground give the opposition an opportunity.
So you jump in front of the dinosaur, and he picks you up with his big purple arms and just tosses you. So you're careening through the air. I think you crash into one of the walls. So you are at least a little bit stunned temporarily. And the thing roars, and then it stutters, and then it roars again, and then it stutters, and then it roars again. Like it kind of glitches out a little bit. And it's going to turn towards Seb.
Yeah, I'm going to provoke it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's glitching out. Like I'm seeing it like falter a little bit. I'm going to give Boy Vengeance and Vapor like a minute to collect themselves. We're going to shit talk this dinosaur. Like, I see you glitching. You can't even keep yourself in a plane of existence. You're such garbage. 10?
Nice. So they rise to the bait and do what you want.
Like I'm standing near one of the walls and I want the thing to like just fully like charge at me, like get so enraged at me, and like I'm going to sidestep and let it just hit a fucking wall.
I love it. All right, so I'm going to give you a +1 to that roll. I think we'll do it directly engage a threat because it's charging at you.
Okay.
And I want to add a team to your pool because I just think like you did that to help the team out.
So I rolled a 5 and my danger is -1, so that's a 4. But then I get +1.
Yep. So you're at 5.
So I'm at 5.
People could spend 2 of these team to help you.
And we have what? We only have 2 right now, right?
You have 3 right now.
Okay.
And that'll get you to a 7.
You know what? I'm willing to, if folks are okay with it, I will use Won't Let You Down. When you help a teammate, you can spend 2 out of the team pool to add +2 to the roll.
There we go. That works. So how are you helping from your wall-bound ways?
It's a little indirect, especially since I can't really do much since I'm a little stunned. But I think Seb sees that Vapor is trying to get back into the fight and is trying to like get up and get this done with. So I think that will spur on Seb to really nail this.
So I think time slows down for you, Seb. You see this thing, like you're against a wall. You feel the hardness of the wall at your back. You see Boy Vengeance like trying to look out for any weapons he can help you with. You see Vapor like struggling, and you can see he's badly injured, and he's standing. And you see like his cheap costume is ripped, and you see his teeth gritted. He's fucking pissed, and they're looking at you, and you realize you can't let yourself get hurt. You have to save them. And I think at the last second you were able to like get your like move legs, goddammit, move, and you dive out of the way, and this thing hits the fucking wall full force, cracks the wall, bricks are falling, and then it's gone. And then the ferns around you flicker, and they're gone, and the heat is gone, and the mother box thing is gone, and the only thing that's left in this room besides you is the smell of rot.
I'm going to dust off my trench. I'm going to push my hair back off my eyes. Can we go? The dinosaur has disappeared, and I don't want to be here anymore. It smells worse than the bathroom after Boy Vengeance uses it.
Told you I have evil IBS.
Let's go see if the hostages disappeared.
Sure. So the stolen devices that were taken aren't here. But one thing you do notice on the way out, that all the tents are still there. The cavern folk is still there. And every now and then you see these little like blinking bits of metal something or other on the ground. Vapor, I think you know what they are. They're hard light hologram projectors. Incredibly advanced tech. There's very few people that could have made something like this. But I think you know one person who definitely has the ability to.
And who is that?
Makeshift.
Damn it!
And that's where we're going to end for the night. Thank you all so much for putting up with my nonsense and my terrible fucking puns. I appreciate you. I know this is a long, probably 2 sessions once we edit it, right?
Oh, there's about 20 minutes worth of usable stuff, so.
Cliffhanger! Eric, Richard, Matt, and I are definitely interested in carrying on this adventure, so stay tuned, not next week, but in the near future for continued adventures of Juvenile Justice. Next week's episode is going to be something a little different. Eric, Richard, Matt, and I will sit and just talk about our inspiration for the game, for the characters, and our history with comic books and superheroes. I think it was a great conversation, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So stay tuned to next week's In Between, and you'll hear more of our nonsense. If you don't want to wait to hear more nonsense, make sure you check out Matt and Eric's Twitch streams. There'll be links in the show notes on that. And of course, if you want to hear more of our, meaning Richard and my nonsense, sign up to become a patron at patreon.com/potofblunders, and you can hear us talk about the Street Sharks for hours and hours on end. Ooh, baby, can you even stand it? In addition to becoming a patron, you could also rate and review our podcasts on whatever podcatcher you use. It all helps us reach a larger audience in the end, and that, in turn, helps us bring more attention to deserving indie games and their creators. Oh, and if you plan on heading to PAX East, which is on the 23rd and 24th, for us anyway, of April, in Boston next week, come find us. Richard and I will be there handing out Pot of Blunders pins. We'll be wearing these really bright, obnoxious pink t-shirts, and we just would really love to meet some folks who listen. And yeah, hang out, maybe grab a beer after. Who knows? But come see us, and we can't wait to meet you. And yeah, you have a lovely week, and as always, may all your Ds be 12s.